Hi, welcome to the Kingdom Woman Business and Ministry Chat. My name is Sylvia Puentes-Hopper, and I'm here with my beautiful co host, Kimberly Woods. Hi, Kimberly.
Hello. Hey.
So we've been doing these chats because we really want to share more about what this the summit that we have coming up June 13th in the Tampa Bay area is all about, and speak to any woman out there who's wondering if this is the place where she needs to be. So welcome to the chat. Kingdom Woman Business and Ministry Summit happening here in Tampa Bay, June 13th. And today, amongst everything else that we're going to be chatting about, we will be announcing the two winners of our giveaway, which is one free ticket to the summit. So, with that, Kimberly, I'll let you take it away.
Yes, and I'm very excited about that we're giving away some tickets and the summit. But today we are going to be talking about how the prophetic is a big part of building with God in your business and your ministry. And I talked to many entrepreneurs who don't know that God wants to give them ideas, plans, and even strategy on how to build. Um, you know, some are familiar with it and they're doing it, but I think sometimes we don't always know the different ways that we can. And so I always love to hear from other people, how are you partnering with God for your business? How are you hearing him? And the prophetic it's that new message from the Lord. What is God speaking? And so God is always speaking into every part of our life. But he also wants to partner with us for our businesses. So I really want to share a few ways that maybe you haven't thought of. And, you know, Sylvia and I talk about this on our mini calls of the different ways that, we're partnering with God to hear him and with the prophetic. And these are just things that maybe you haven't thought of, that how you can partner with him. And so a big one is asking God questions and listen for what you sense, write it all down, then repeat that process. And I don't think that everybody knows that. Sometimes we know we can do it, but then we don't practice it. And we want to be ones that challenge you to do it. Yes, we
Yes.
want to encourage you to do it, but we want to challenge you to do it because it is going to change your life. It's going to change how you do business, and it's going to become a lifestyle for you where you'll if you are intentional about it, about sitting with God, like actually asking him questions daily, like, what do you have for my business? I have this challenge right now. What is the strategy around this? What should I price my offer at? We can even ask those things and he will give us those answers. So it is how I first got the vision of what I'm currently doing now, and I've been doing for 8 years. I was not one that knew that you could hear God and that God spoke to us. I didn't even really know like what is the prophetic. And I learned it and I asked the question, and God downloaded an entire vision of what I would do. He spoke into my identity. He confirmed that. He's like, this is what you're called to do. So we want to challenge you to do that. And Sylvia, I'd love for you to share, how do you partner with God to hear him for what you're building in business and ministry?
Well, it takes sitting with him and, as you said, Kimberly, asking him questions, um, to, first, is this from you? And he totally confirms the what he's downloaded into us, or that idea. He'll confirm that it is in fact from him. So is this from you? And then how do you want to build this, Lord? And he
Yeah.
will he will and this is the thing that I want every woman out there to hear this. This is not a special gift that I
Mhm.
have or that Kimberly has. It is his desire that we all hear his voice. He said, "My children, know my voice. My sheep know my voice." And so, it is
Right.
his desire that we know his voice, that we hear him, and that we create, imagine, and dream and build with him. This is his desire. And so he puts this desire in our hearts. And when we start doing it, I just want to say you're going to realize how much fun it is to sit
Yes.
with him and I call it like have a business meeting with him and ask him,
Yeah.
Lord, and here's the thing, you might say, well, but that was my idea. But again, he gives us the desires of our hearts. So he's
Mhm.
downloaded this into our hearts, into our spirit already. And he's just looking for us to step into agreement, say yes, and partner with him. And when we do that, so to answer your question, Kimberly, I sit with him,
Yeah.
I ask questions, I start getting the vision, and and he just continues to unfold it one step at a time, and it's really awesome and beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. And some of the things that you said just sparked this is that he wants to co-create with you. So it's okay if you're sitting, you're like, well, this is my idea. Yeah, you're not you're not dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
alive
exactly.
in Christ. So we have ideas. We were made to have ideas, to create with him, to name things,
Yes, yes.
to
That
dream with him. This isn't just one-sided of, oh, well, he's just gonna, we're not like these puppets. We are co-creating with him, building with him, envisioning with him.
yeah.
And so, yes, you have ideas that are beautiful, and
And
he'll confirm this is the right path for you.
this is the right path for you. Right, exactly. And as I said, this is not something that is, just for Kimberly or just for Sylvia.
Yes.
And I think of when he said to Abraham, like, look at all the stars in the sky. He was inviting Abraham into partaking of the vision and the dream and what he was speaking over him prophetically.
Yes. That's one of my favorite stories, because Abraham had a constant reminder every time he went outside at night and
Yes.
saw the stars. He was reminded of the promise of the destiny that God had for him. And
Yes.
so that's absolutely one of my favorite stories, because I feel like, I do feel like Abraham was a dreamer, he was a builder. But, maybe you're like, well, how do I know if I'm going to hear him, or when I sit with him, or I've sat with him and I don't hear anything? And I believe that sitting with him and asking the questions and listening for what you sense, it becomes a history with him. And so you learn how he speaks to you, what he sounds like. You learn those patterns and that personal relationship with him, because how he speaks to you might be different of how he speaks to someone else. And just like I think about Sylvia, when um Steve comes in the room, his voice,
Right.
right? And he has certain words that he says to you that he doesn't say to anybody else. And I think about that with my husband also. And so the Lord has a personal dream language with you, is what I like to say. And so taking the action to be intentional, to sit, even if you don't feel like, well, I didn't hear anything, I guarantee you, he says, call to me and I will answer you. He will tell
Yes.
you unsearchable things. He will tell you the things that you do not know. If you sit with him, he's going to answer you. You might not have a knowing right that second, but you might be driving later on that day or in the next week, and you see a sign, or you just get oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Or, you might have a dream. Um, the Lord will speak to you. Or maybe it's just a knowing. Sometimes it just comes in the knowing. You have peace on a decision. maybe you've been asking him about something, and then it's like, you don't have this big sign that happens, or this big booming voice, or a dream, but then you just have a knowing, this is my next step. That is hearing God.
Yes.
And so partnering with him, sitting and being intentional, you will learn how he speaks, and he might change it up a little bit, but he's going to teach you his voice, because he says, just like Sylvia's saying, we know his voice. And that is, the knowing is like this experiential knowing, like within, we know his voice. We will not, it says, we will not follow another.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. And so we are really excited to have you join us on June 13th at the Kingdom Woman in Business and Ministry
Yes.
Summit. Everything that we're talking about here, we're going to share this and more. And we can confidently say that you will not leave the way you came. You will have clarity, you will have boldness, you will have breakthrough. And again, I say we confidently say this because we know whose voice we hear and whose voice we're listening to and who has given
Yeah.
us the assignment, right? So um, I wanted to share about sponsorships. We have
Yeah.
sponsorships opportunities available if you wanted to partner with us. This is a great event and a great opportunity to partner with the kingdom of heaven. So we
Yeah.
have sponsorship opportunities. We have two tiers of sponsorship. The first tier is sponsorship for $150. You get a table at the event, and you'll have the opportunity to display whatever it is that your business or ministry is all about. The second tier of sponsorship, with that sponsorship, you also get 2 tickets to the event. The second tier of sponsorship is a $500 sponsorship. You get 4 tickets to the event, a table, and 5 minutes in the front of the room to present your business, your ministry, and share with the women in the room. These are both great networking opportunities. Just being in the
Yeah.
room is a fantastic networking opportunity. You're going to be in the right room with the right people, building community and building relationships, and building for possible future collaborations. It's a wonderful
Yes.
opportunity. So so we have the sponsorships available. Please DM me or DM Kimberly if you would like more information, or if you would like to sponsor.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is perfect, because another point that I have here about the different ways that God speaks is on connections, collaborations, and
Mhm.
partnering with people. And so you might feel like, you know, well, where do I connect? Who do I collaborate with? Maybe you are thinking about partnering with someone. I want to encourage you that God will speak to you prophetically about who to connect with, who to collaborate with, and who to partner with. Um, I love sharing what is possible. I love sharing, you know, God, this is what happened, and this is how God came, and this is how God showed up, because it inspired me to ask God, wow, you can do that? I didn't know that you spoke that way. And then,
Mhm.
so I started asking God the questions. So you can ask him, like, who do I collaborate with? I asked that in my business, and God gave me a dream of this girl holding a sign, and on the sign it said friends of, and it was my business name. And just like when God speaks to you, you have a knowing. In a dream, I had this knowing that he's saying that this girl is safe to collaborate with. So a lot of times, we don't know. We're like, well, where do I go? Where do I connect with? Do I partner with this person? I want to encourage you to ask the Lord. He even has the connections in mind for you. Who are you to network with? Just
Yes.
even meeting Sylvia, we connected, God connected us intentionally, and now we're doing a summit together. Like, you don't, so we want to encourage you, be in the room, take the risk of stepping out, be in the room, connect with other kingdom women who are building in business or ministry, and even present your business, become a sponsor, present your business. We want to know you. The women in the room want to know you.
Yes.
What are you building with God?
Yeah.
So reach out to us, but ask the Lord. I dare you to, I like to dare and challenge if you haven't, if you haven't seen that yet. I like to dare people and challenge them. Um, I encourage you, if you have the nudge to do this, act on it. If you have the nudge to be in the room, if you have the nudge to be a sponsor, act on it. But if you're like asking the question, sit with him, ask him, should I be at this event? Should I
Yes.
should I be a sponsor? And then wait for his answer. Let him confirm it. If you're kind of like, I don't know, because our goal is to lead you to partner with God to build your business and your ministry.
Yes.
And I know that he's going to answer. He's going to give you wisdom, he's going to give you direction.
Yes,
Do you have anything
absolutely.
on that, Sylvia?
I always have something to say.
I know you do. I
Um,
do too.
so this morning, actually, he was showing me because um, I had someone come up to me over the weekend and say, "Well, I don't have a business. I haven't started a business." And I encouraged her to come because what um what the Lord just keeps showing me is that he has called every one of his daughters to build. And so your business or what you're building with him um could be at home, right? Your home, our home is our first ministry. We've said this before. Our families are our first ministry. So it could be at home. Maybe he's put a song on your heart.
Yeah.
And okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to write the song, or maybe he's put on your heart to write a book. All of
Mm.
these are things that he wants to build with you. So when we say
Yeah.
business, think broader. Don't just think, brick and mortar. Do I have an LLC? No. It's
Right.
he's calling you to build. It's a song, it's a book, it's a ministry, a podcast, whatever he's calling you to build. This is the opportunity, taking this step, going to a summit like this, where you will be equipped, clarity will come, he's going to meet you there. Is taking a prophetic step. I've said this before. Even if you don't have all the pieces, even if it's just in the inception phase of, it's just something I've been thinking about. Listen, the something that you've been thinking about is the nudging of him saying to
Yes.
you, I have this for you. And here's the thing, Kimberly and I were talking about this yesterday. In fact, when he's called you to build something, there are already people waiting on the
Yeah.
thing that he's called you to build, right?
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
it could be a podcast, it could be a book, a song, your family, uh, a ministry where you're leading others, whatever it looks like that he's called you to build, there are other people attached to that, waiting for your yes, waiting for your step. And so, even if you're not sure, it's in the inception phase, I encourage you, be part of this. Be part of this. You're going to be marveled at what he will do there.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. He always he always does more than we
Yes.
can dream or imagine. We
Yes.
were talking
Yes.
about that yesterday about Ephesians 3:20, and
Yes.
we really believe that he's going to show up in a way that beyond what we're showing up with.
Yeah.
Beyond our yes. So, Sylvia, will you share the winner? Share about the
Yes.
winner and the summit and
Yes.
how they
Okay.
can register.
So,
Okay.
once again, the summit is the Kingdom Woman Business and Ministry Summit. June 13th, Tampa Bay. It will be at the Hilton Garden Inn. When you register, and here's the link to register, kingdominfluencerevents.com, kingdominfluencerevents.com. You'll get all of the details regarding the summit. It's a 1-day summit. We are so looking forward to meeting you there, to giving you a hug. We went yesterday. We have already been preparing not only ourselves, but preparing the atmosphere, preparing the room to receive you. Something divine is going to happen when you walk through that door. I promise you, I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
again, kingdominfluencerevents.com. And
Drum
we
roll.
have, yeah. So we have the winners of the drawing. We're drawing to announce we have 2 winners to receive their ticket to the event on us. And the winners are Jane McCoy. Jane, you are coming to the
Yay.
Kingdom Woman Business and Ministry Summit.
Awesome. I love it.
We have Jane McCoy and Vanessa Nadine Singh.
Yes.
Vanessa Nadine Singh. Yay!
Awesome.
Your names
So
were
good.
chosen from the drawing. We are so excited. We cannot wait to see you there. Drop a comment to let us know that you are on the chat, that you know that you won, because you got to be in it to
Yes.
win it, ladies. That we know you won, and we will contact you to give you all of your registration details.
Yes. Awesome. We're so excited to meet you there, and we bless what you are building with God.
Yes.
Tag your friends that you know need to be at this summit and grab your tickets, and we will see you there.
Yes.